Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing Black Butler as a Puerto Rican. Here we have Black Butler by Yana Toboso. It's a manga that has been running for a very long time. I think it's been like approximately 20 years since the first volume of, well, not the first volume, but since it started getting published. This is not my first time reading Black Butler. This is actually my third time. The first time that I read Black Butler, I read it online because it was a little hard back in the day, where it was a little hard to get physical mangas, especially that were released in United States and stuff like that. The second time that I read Black Butler is when I actually got my hands into the volume. It was the second time that I read Black Butler, and this is the third time reading Black Butler. And I thought that making a review of Black Butler would be very fun, since I've been following Black Butler for a lot of years. Just wanted to give my opinion about it, and just have fun with it. Yeah. So I just wanted to see if after years of reading Black Butler for the first time, I still like Black Butler. I know it's probably going to be a little bit different at the beginning than what we are currently going on with the story. Just, part of being a story. Stories change with the years and stuff happen. I think Black Butler, it is quite different from the beginning from where we're currently at it. One of the first things that I noticed by rereading the first volume is that Black Butler definitely had a more comedic side to it, I would say. The story started definitely with a lot more comedy in it. The way that some of the characters get introduced to the story is in a more comedic way. Some of these characters I'm talking about are the servants that work in the manor, like Maiden, Finian, and Bardroy. Of course, we have Sebastian Michaelis, but these are the other characters that, besides Seal Phantom have and Sebastian Michaelis, we get to start knowing in the story. There's a lot more characters that also get introduced in the volume, but they just get very briefly introduced. They're just in a panel or something like that, and we don't see them a little bit more until later down the road. But yeah, I definitely do not remember that we had this little bit of a comedic touch into it. I'm sure one of the reasons why I definitely got hooked into Black Butler was that comedy side, because I'm sure Black Butler is one of the first mangas that I ever read, and it was quite different to any of other thing I've read before, and I thought that was very unique. I mean, I don't know if it's unique itself, but for the kind of content that it is, but it was definitely unique for me. It was the first time I was introduced to it. I definitely did saw the anime first. Then I saw the first and second season of the anime before I started reading the manga. I was very interested in the anime, and I wanted to see how the story developed in the manga. And then that's how I got into Black Butler. And down the road, it's been a very long time. I think I've been reading Black Butler probably for the last 15 years. I think it got published around 20 years ago, but I didn't start reading it since the beginning. But yeah, going back to that community side of the story, definitely have to say, I don't know if I find it as appealing for me now, but maybe because the story has turned so serious in the last more recent chapter that I've read, because I am caught up with the story until now. I do not have all the volumes because not all the volumes has been printed out yet, but I have been keeping track of the series. And definitely it was surprising, because I guess I just got a little bit more used to the serious pace, more thriller mystery side of the manga, which is what we've definitely been getting for the last couple of years. And the comedic side was in a certain way refreshing, but also a little surprising. By rereading, I definitely find out a couple things that I noticed that definitely were not probably as eye-catching the first time, because I didn't even know that they probably potentially give you hints of stuff in the future. I mean, who really knows that there are certain things in the story that if you pay a little bit more attention to it, they're gonna mean something down the road. Some of these notes that I find out are definitely like just interesting or curious. They will be added in the screen. So one of them will be, there is this part in the story in where Sebastian and Ciel are having a conversation, and there is these two words bold in the little bubbles. Instead of the little bubbles, like everything is just written normal, it's just for these two words that are like written in bold, which is the word want and the word forced. Which now knowing, spoiler alert, there's gonna be a couple of spoilers in this video, in this review, since I'm just making a comparison of current things that are going on in the story and seeing if what else we can find in the past that we may have missed. So just spoiler alert, there's gonna be a couple things that I'm gonna say in here that are my opinions and conclusion that I've came with while rereading this story. As I was saying, there's this panel in where we have Ciel saying, I didn't want to become her fiance, I was forced to it. Now that we know that there is a twin brother, I think this was used to let us know something in there that it was too early to like even start imagining that any of this could be like really substantial information for the current times. By the way, I want to remind everyone that all the things said in this video are my personal opinions, and you know, everyone is welcome to agree or disagree with them. But yeah, I think this is a little bit of foreshadowing to Yana letting us know that since we know that our main character, it is actually not Ciel Phantom Hive, that is the name of his twin brother. We still have not been revealed in the story what is the actual name for the character that we've been seeing through the story. But he's saying, I didn't want to become her fiance, I was forced into it, is a way to start letting us know that there's something going on with this character down the road. I guess when he's saying I didn't want to is because he wasn't supposed to be the character, the Phantom Hive that was going to inherit everything. He was not the next in the lineage. It was his older brother, which is the actual real Ciel Phantom Hive. And I was forced to it because by having to or willingly taking this position, he also was forced to inherit things that maybe he wasn't necessarily willingly agreeing, that just happened to just fall on him by being the next head of the Phantom Hive. Because of course, by him deciding to accept his position as next head of the Phantom Hive, there's things, I mean, like as always, everyone just have to do sometimes things that they don't want to because they just come with the job, they just come with what like you have to do. In this particular part, we're talking about Elizabeth, which is well known as a Ciel fiance. And there's just a situation going on and where like just Elizabeth is, I mean, one of the other characters introduced in this volume. I mean, if we've read the story, we know that pretty much just Elizabeth comes out of nowhere into the mansion and she just wanna like have fun with Ciel, and then she just organized like a ball and all of that. And so he doesn't really like the idea of having to play the game of like going to the ball and like just having to dance and all of that. He's not really like a fan of any of these like social events, but he was forced to this position due to having to be engaged to Elizabeth. Another little Easter egg that I noticed in here is that Sebastian is going to be teaching Ciel some dance lessons. I have no idea how to pronounce this word, but it will be in the screen. I will do my best to pronounce it how I can, but I am absolutely not sure how to pronounce it. It's gonna be here. Sebastian is talking about how he does know how to dance, and he can teach him the Viennese waltz because he has visited the Schlossbrunn Palace in the past, which that brings us to another fast forward in the future. In one of the recent chapters, we can see some of the past life of Sebastian as, you know, his demon self, making contact with some other peoples. And we can definitely see him in a ball. It looked like a little bit like a castle kind of situation where he is, and there's a ball going on, and just a lot of people like having fun and dancing and stuff like that. And I was wondering, could this mention of Sebastian saying that he learned how to dance to the Viennese waltz was shown down the road? Like, very interesting. Definitely when I read that part in the story, that was definitely the first thing that came to my head, being like, oh my God, they did show Sebastian in one of the recent chapters dancing. And I guess it's really not like a super like big hint. It doesn't really affect the story or anything if you don't notice it or like pay attention or any of that. But I do really like the small details, so I thought that is kind of cute. That they might be potentially introducing something that they mentioned in one of the first chapters, or one of the first couple chapters. I'm not exactly sure. I think this is maybe the second or third chapter in the volume. But one of the very, very early chapter, they introduce something, and then they do like a little like fast forward in the future, like showing something. I don't know. I guess for people that really like small details, it's just like more neat and all of that. I like little small details, so I think that is very neat. I mean, it could just be completely not at all like that, and these have nothing to do with it. There's no actual confirmation. It's just like a theory that I just think is kind of neat. So going back to the foreshadowing of the Ciel being not Ciel, and that we still don't know the name, so I don't know how to call him the Ciel not Ciel. That's how I usually call him to just make it make sense. Is this panel that is showing Ciel saying, I, Ciel Phantomhive, am the head of the Phantomhive family. But when he said, I am Ciel Phantomhive, that part have quotation marks in it. I'm not sure why would you need to put quotation marks around someone introducing themselves. That part is very interesting. So that's what I am guessing, that this is one of the ways in where Yana was letting us know very, very early in the story that there was something going on with Ciel beside like the already just, you know, synopsis of the story that we know. Like, just again, knowing the things that I know now and seeing this part, I definitely feel like it's a little sus putting the quotation marks around the Ciel Phantomhive. For sure. And again, just another little like detail that could just like start to giving us hint about things that are going to happen in the future for the story. Also, there's another image a little bit more down the road in where we can see Sebastian remembering when Ciel was saying, I am Ciel Phantomhive, and he was like kind of mocking him. Like his expression in his face, I feel like it's giving me like mocking. And obviously it's because Sebastian knows that he is not the real Ciel Phantomhive, but he's just playing the game because, you know, they are in this contract, and until the contract is completed, then it's pretty much Sebastian playing the game with Ciel. Now, these are some of the details or things I wanted to say about the story. Now, I think I'm going to go into the detail about like my rating system and why I gave the rating the way that I did the rating. So, the rating for these categories will go from 1 to 10. 10 is the maximum point they can get. I guess minimum will be 1 because I don't think it's fair to give 0 to anything. So minimum is 1, 10 is the maximum. So my categories for the review are cover or / book design. Black Butler books are pretty uniform in the term of design. So I guess we're going to be focusing a little bit more in the cover in this case. Just in general, like, to be very honest, very highly on vibes about what do I think the cover look like. For this particular cover, I have chosen to give it a 7. My reason for it is because, I feel like it's very fitting that, of course, the first cover has Sebastian in it because it is called Black Butler. So we have the Black Butler in the first cover. I like that they chose to pose him in this cover doing like very, I guess, butlery things because, it's of course very fitting his character. We can see him holding a teapot and a teacup, which have a lot of design in it. I really like that part. They have a lot of details in it. His clothing have a lot of detail. Yana is very well known for being very detailed in it. So I really like how the cover look very clean, look very nice. Pretty much is very letting us know straight away, pretty much the character of the story with like being the butler in the cover is like, well, I feel like we can, go into an agreement or disagreement and discussion about like, who is the real main character of the story, because obviously I feel like technically speaking, Ciel should be the main character of the story, but the book, it is named after Sebastian. So I think like having Sebastian in the cover make a lot more sense, at least for the first volume. Second category for what we're going to be judging this is art style. I have chosen to give this volume a 4 out of 10 in terms of art style. I think I give it such a low rate for it, since comparing it to the newer volumes, the art style, it is quite different. Definitely a little more on the simple side compared to the newer volumes. The art style itself, I would say for the time that it was getting done, is pretty comparable to other animes or mangas that were being written at that time. Like, I wouldn't say it had the very unique style that I think Black Butler has been getting to know has been getting known for these days. I think now you have a more particular and pronounced style. Back in the first volume, I think it was a more generic art style that we were getting in Black Butler. A couple of things in the story do really have an emphasis. They were able to really when they wanted to like specifically show something and put a lot of emphasis into it, they really took their time to be able to showcase that specific thing they wanted for us to see. For example, would be the scene in where Ciel shows the ring that he has in his thumb finger. It is have an insane amount of detail. So if we're comparing the amount of detail that was put into that specific panel compared to the detail that was put in the rest of the book, we can definitely see that some other scenes were drawn with less detail into it. The next category will be personal investment, is how I feel while reading the volume, like how much attention I feel like I'm putting to it, if I'm just like kind of pushing myself to read this volume because I need to read the volume because it's part of the series. I have to say for this one, I feel like it was a 4 out of 10. Even though I feel like the comedy part was kind of refreshing, also at the same time, being Black Butler and the story that I know and all of that, I just feel like going back and seeing the comedy, I don't know if I felt like it was like as interesting. Like, I don't know if it was apporting as much to the story, the comedic part. Like, it was fun and everything, but seeing it from like a generalist perspective from the story, I don't know if the comedic part really apported anything to the story besides just like being funny. So that's what I'm getting a 4 out of 10. I also feel like for me, I feel when I'm reading a story, definitely I feel like the part when it's come to introduce characters, I've never found it like super fun. I'm the kind of person that like reading the story when I already know the characters. Like, I know being able to like just know more about the characters in general, and then just how they interact in the story with other characters and all of that. So for personal investment, since I didn't really know too much about the story, if I was a reader reading the first volume, or in this case rereading the volume, I just feel like when I was just reading it, I didn't feel as invested. I just finished the volume, but didn't feel like it was really fulfilling, I guess, to say something. Now we have characterization, which is a different category to personal investment. For categorization, we're going to focus a little bit more about the characters itself, how they interact with other characters in the story, the growth of the characters in the story. Again, since this is only the first volume, we're not really able to see too much about the characters because we are still not know them too well. But I will give this a 6 out of 10 because I feel like a good amount of characters got introduced that we're going to keep seeing later down the road. They're going to form like more important roles in the story. And, you know, I feel like a 6 is fitting in the sense of like, well, I mean, it's only the first volume, so we can only see the introduction of them. And I feel like introducing the character is very important to be able to have characterization later down the road, because without the characters, then we wouldn't have the characterization. Now, the next category will be how eventful was the volume. For this category, I gave it a 5 out of 10. Since, again, it's just the beginning of the story. Of course, there were things that, you know, are catching, because a part of having a story is just having those things that catch the interest of the readers. But in terms of like really too much happening in the story, I don't think there was as much in this volume that was like very wow. So that's what I give it, like a neutral 5 out of 10. It's like right in the middle, due to like, you know, being able to be introduced to the characters that, you know, count as eventful. Introducing characters is an eventful thing, but besides introducing the characters, there was nothing else too eventful. Well, besides the fact of revealing that Ciel finally have made a contract with Sebastian Michaelis, which is a devil, but that is very clear since the synopsis pretty much that it's going to happen. So I'm not sure if I want to count it as eventful because it's something that we kind of know beforehand. So it's not really something surprising or wow. So now, this next part, it is not part of the rating system. It's not part of the categories that I'm using to judge the amount of points that this book will receive. But this is something that I would like to introduce in all of my reviews for each volume. I would like to choose a panel that is my favorite panel for the volume, and my favorite panel is this one. I absolutely adore this panel because I think Sebastian looked hilarious hanging from the chandelier and kind of looking like a bat. I've seen this scenes multiple times and it still fills me with joy. It is so cute, and I think it will be probably one of my favorite scenes from like the entire series. I absolutely love this scene. Now, we are done with the categories. We have given the number for each individual categories. Now, this is the total for all the categories together. So yeah, the total for this will be a 26 out of 50, which, yeah, I feel like it sounds a little bit low, and yeah, it's a little bit low. It's only a little bit higher than half of, like 26, just one more point than half. I was quite surprised after I was doing my my categories that it was a little bit lower than expected. Though, as I said, you know, I'm really doing this review out of like how much I love Black Butler. I've been a fan for a lot of years, and I was quite impressed that this was my review for the first volume. But again, as I said, I think after if this was my first time reading Black Butler, of course, you know, they will be a little bit of a different review because it's just my first time being introduced to it. I'm trying to be fair and keep it neutral and judging it by the book itself and not compare it too much to the rest of the series. But it's a little hard because I know a lot of information from the rest of the series. So I feel like sometimes may feel like a little unfair, the review, and comparing this to the rest of the things. But it is just currently where am I, because I am rereading the series and not reading it from the first time. I definitely have a lot more hope that other books are gonna have a higher rating. But yeah, I'm really excited to read the rest of the volumes and do the review for it, do the rating. Very excited how they compare to the first volume, and just to enjoy Black Butler. Thank you for watching my video. See you next time.